Here we are on a Friday afternoon between Sundays. I've been thinking recently about a trip that I had to New Orleans at St. Louis Cathedral. I was at Mass with my family. Tourists everywhere, not a very reverent place at all. And I really had empathy for the priest while all these tourists were milling all around and not showing much respect. And he just stopped in the middle of his homily and went, "Don't you know that the real presence of Jesus Christ is going to be right here in just a few minutes?" And I thought, you're telling people the what? But do we ever answer, so what? Okay, it's Him, but why is it Him? That's the question to answer if what happens in here is going to have an impact on what we do out here between Sundays. Let's go in and talk about that. So the very heart of our faith is in the person of Jesus Christ. That in Him, God cried human tears. He felt with a human heart. He saw with human eyes. He felt pain with human skin. That there is no part of our experience that was not open to Him. As St. Athanasius said, He could only redeem what He took on. So if our suffering is going to be redeemed, He had to take that on. When I was a philosophy major, I had a stack of books just so high in my office as a student, because that was the whole theme of my undergraduate work in philosophy, is why does evil exist? Why does evil exist? And then one of my favorite theologians, when I moved on to theology, said, it's the wrong question. The right answer to the question of evil is simply the story of Jesus. God with us. God who gave Himself to our suffering, but doesn't leave us there. So in between Sundays, we have problems with our bank account. We have children who break our heart from either something that they do or something that's inflicted on them. We have parents that we have to take care of, and we see them in decline. All of this is what Jesus gave Himself to. And I love the image and what canon law has to say about the Eucharistic bread, that it can only be crushed wheat and water. It is the perfect symbol of what you and I are. Individual pieces of wheat that are crushed by life, yet bound together by the waters of baptism. So what goes on outside of the doors here, that's what we bring in here. In between Sundays, we're bringing everything that happens. And at the preparation of the gifts, that's the opportunity that we have to bring all of that and to join it with the bread and with the wine. Wine as a symbol of joy, bread as a symbol of simplicity and humility. We join our lives to those. Then we bring them up to the altar. And in the early church, there were no visits to the Blessed Sacrament because the Blessed Sacrament wasn't reserved. The early Christians made visits to the altar. And they laid, to use my old Baptist language, they laid their burden down. And so when we have united ourselves to the gifts, and the priest prays the prayer, the epiclesis, the calling down of the Holy Spirit on those gifts, that what may happen to them? That they may become the body and blood of Christ. So it's not about the elements becoming the body and blood, although that does happen. It's about you and me having our lives to be divinized, to be filled with the presence of the Holy Spirit, for us to be brought into unity with one another and in unity with Jesus. So that as He gave Himself to our suffering, we give ourselves to His resurrection. Because where He has gone, so we will too, if we've united ourselves to Him in this Eucharistic meal. So when we do this in memory of Him, The memory is that God knows what it is like to be us. And He doesn't just know what it's like. He brings us to resurrection and to salvation here at this Eucharistic table.